Hi Max. This is your second video or second debut in my channel. Hi. Somebody asked me if he was a Mastiff, which I'm pretty sure is like a huge breed. And no, he's not. I know he looks super big on camera. And I mean, he's big, but he's actually not that big. I feel like on camera he looks 10 times bigger than he is. His name is Max. Max is a little bit of a mix. So he has Lab in him, Chow Chow, and I think Staffordshire Terrier, I believe, is the third. So he's like a little mix of those three for anybody wondering. But yeah, that's a little FYI on Max. Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you my top perfumes when it comes to fresher scents. Now, I am somebody that is very, very picky. As you know, if you watch any of my videos, you already know what I'm about to say. But when it comes to fresh scents, I only like what I like. I've definitely come around. Like, I like a lot more fresher scents now than I used to before. I've always been like a sweet, gourmand, girly fragrance type of girl. I've never really been into like the clean laundry scents. I always found them boring. And I always felt like if I spent money on a fresh scent, it was just such a waste of money because I'm like, my clothes already smell fresh and clean coming out the laundry, so why am I buying a perfume that just imitates that, you know? Like, if I buy a perfume, it's gonna be sweet, it's gonna offer me something, you know, different than I already get coming from the laundry. So that was always my thought process, but I don't really think that way nowadays. But my rule is, if I'm going to buy a fresh scent, it has to give me so much character and personality. It can't just smell like dryer sheets. So that is what this video is going to be. These are amazing fresh scents that don't smell boring. They're all really fresh, but they have so much character. And for those of you that are not usually into fresh scents, I think you'd be into a lot of these picks because I am into them and I don't usually love super fresh scents. And the best part of this video is that all of these fragrances are going to be under $40. I have done videos like this in the past. I think I did one not too long ago, like I think almost a year ago now, that was like clean girl perfumes, and I think that was like a top 22 perfumes type of video, so I included tons of perfumes in there and a lot of like varying price points. This is strictly going to be all affordable. I do have fragrances in this category that are a lot pricier, so if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know if you want to see the higher end version of this. But you all know I love recommending affordable fragrances because not everyone has $300 to drop on a single perfume. That is literally a car payment. But just because these are affordable and under $40 does not mean that they smell cheap or are lower quality than any other perfume that is higher up in price. They're just amazing fragrances. They give you a lower cost, so it's the best of both worlds. Everything will be linked in the description box, so check that out if you're interested in any of these. So before we get into this video, please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn your post notifications on, and let's get started. So I tried to include fragrances in this video that I haven't really talked about in the past, or at least I don't talk about them very often, just for the sake of not being too repetitive. So the first fragrance I believe I've never showed on my channel. I've always meant to include this in like a haul, but it's just been in like this little area where I keep my fragrances that I need to make haul videos on, and then I just never got around to it, so I'll still probably include this in a future haul. So this first perfume is L'Eau de Issy by Issey Miyake, and this is the Eau de Toilette version. I'm not sure if they have an Eau de Parfum. I'm pretty sure they have a bunch of flankers because I feel like I've seen the flankers of this like wandering around in Ross or Marshalls. Like, I feel like I always see them there, and that's where I got this fragrance. I don't remember exactly which one of those stores I got it, but it was one of those stores, like either Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. You can pretty much, I feel like most of the time, find it in those discount stores, and I think I found it for only like 20 or 30 bucks. This perfume smells so high-end to me. Like, this smells like rich high-end designer. It smells so good. It's super fresh, but in a floral fruity kind of way. This perfume has kind of a lot of notes in it, but I feel like one of the most standout notes in here is melon. That is the first thing I smell out of here. There's a lot of florals. They're dominating a little bit, but then that melon kind of pulls through, and I feel like if it wasn't for that melon, this would be too floral. I feel like that melon just kind of cuts through those florals and makes this really pretty, really feminine. Even though it is like a fresh scent at the end of the day, it's a fresh scent that has so much happening in it. So the actual notes in here are top notes of lotus, melon, freesia, rosewater, rose, cologne, cyclamen, middle notes of lily of the valley, lily, water peony, and carnation, and base notes of musk, tuberose, exotic woods, osmanthus, cedar, sandalwood, and amber. So every time I read off the notes, I like to kind of pinpoint notes that I can personally smell in that fragrance. So for this, definitely that melon. When I first spray this out, it's like one of the first things I can pick up. Then I definitely smell the rose water and the rose concoction in here, but it's straight up rose water. Like, don't think of this being as like that synthetic, too mature kind of rose. It's rose water. Like, I have this rose water spray that I spray my face with all the time and I absolutely love it. And the scent of rose water is just so calming and beautiful to me. And that's what I smell in this. I feel like I can definitely kind of smell that lily and the water peony. I do smell that tuberose slightly, and then all the woodiness that's happening with the slight sort of musky vibe as well. This fragrance has so much to offer, even though it looks kind of basic, honestly, but there's a lot happening. Next up, this fragrance is like technically cheating in a way, because this perfume is supposed to be a dupe of a very high-end brand, and the perfume that this is duping is, I think, $150, but that perfume is one of my favorite perfumes. But after I got this, I'm like, I don't need that perfume. Now, this video is not sponsored by Dossier. You guys know I constantly work with them, and obviously I'm including it in this video because I truly love this company and all their fragrances, especially this one. So no, this video is not sponsored by Dossier. They have no idea I'm making this particular video, but I genuinely really love their fragrances. And Woody Sage, as I've said in previous videos where I have worked with them, this is probably in my top 2 Dossier perfumes that I've ever received, because I personally am such a huge fan of Jo Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt. So Woody Sage is inspired by Wood Sage and Sea Salt, and honestly, having smelled that so many times, every time I go into a Jo Malone counter, this smells identical to it. Enough that I'm like, I never need to buy Wood Sage and Sea Salt. Another reason why I don't want to buy that scent is because it has such a high price point and it does not last. That fragrance wears off of my skin within like 2 hours, and this one actually stays a lot longer than that. So it's like, why not get this? Because it's like you're getting the same scent but with better performance and a cheaper price. Woody Sage has top notes of fig tree, grapefruit, middle notes of marine notes, and ambrette, and base notes of clary sage and amberwood. This is the absolute most amazing scent that you will ever smell in your entire life. It's such a highly complimented scent. I swear every single time I wear this perfume, I get a compliment from somebody I know, from a stranger. Literally everyone compliments the scent. My husband really loves it. I do believe that's also unisex because it's just like a clean scent, but again, it's a clean and fresh scent that has so much personality and character. It's not boring. Like, if I line this up with a bunch of fresh scents, I will be able to pick it out like this in a crowd full of fresh scents, because it has uniqueness to it and it's just so good. It's like citrusy, it has this slight green vibe, but it's super crisp and almost slightly a little bit tangy. It's salty in a way. It has this aquatic vibe, almost like you're laying out by the beach. It's so sexy to me and just serene. This is a must. If you don't have Woody Sage, you need it. Trust me. This next scent is one I very recently just talked about in my Arab fragrance haul. This is called Anna Abieth by Latava. This is so good. This is a fresh scent, but it has power to it. It's going to give you some major projection. It will fill up a room real quick. It has amazing sillage. So I know a lot of people that love fresh scents. I feel like you love fresh scents because they're a little bit on the softer side. But this one is a fresh scent that is super strong. So maybe if you're somebody that doesn't love like the stronger scents, maybe you wouldn't love this, even though it is more of a fresh and fruity kind of scent. It has a lot of strength to it, so just be careful there, but it also lasts for forever, and it's only like 23 bucks. This one was even cheaper because this is like a little, like 1 fluid ounce version, but the 2 fluid ounce version that is double the size is, I think, literally like $23. So you really can't go wrong price-wise, but The scent of this is stunning. So I discovered this because I was searching for a dupe to Herba Pura by Xerjoff, and this was one of the first that came up. This has top notes of bergamot and orange, middle notes of vanilla, pear, and base notes of musk and amber. So it's pretty simple on the notes, but when you smell this, you'd think this had like 3 million notes in it because it's just so much going on, but it doesn't smell like a jumbled up mess. Like, it's actually pretty smooth and it's very well rounded. It does initially open up with that citrus, but the pear is very much there. You can totally smell the pear because pear, it has a very signature scent to it, you know, has that sweetness, juiciness, and that is the sweetness that's happening in here, mixed with a little bit of vanilla. But I really wouldn't categorize this as a sweet scent overall. It just has a little bit of sweetness and it's very musky, I will say that. Very, 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 very musky, but in a really, really good way. I feel like if it was more musky than it is, it would borderline be too much. It's a nice musky smell. It doesn't smell like BO, musk, or anything bad like that, but it is super, super strong. So that's the only warning that I have with this fragrance. It is a fresh scent more than anything, but it has so much strength. So if you're somebody that doesn't like super strong scents, maybe I wouldn't go in this direction. But if you love your strong scents and you love for everyone around you to smell you, then this is gonna be your girl. Next, this is a super cheapie. This I'm pretty sure I got for like 10 bucks at Charlotte Russe. This is called Refuge Adore. This is like my go-to gym scent. This smells like those amazing like leave-in conditioners, or like the detanglers that we used when we were kids, like the really, really fun and fruity ones that were like fresh. It like takes me back to that every time I smell it. It's really, really fun, very fruity, slightly floral, but just really, really upbeat and fun, very fresh. But I don't find it boring, and I love it for the gym because I can kind of get whiffs of it as I'm working out, and I love the smell. I feel like it smells even better when it's mixed with like your sweat. It's just so good. So this is literally like 10 bucks if you buy it on Charlotte Russe, so I definitely go there first. But I did find it on Amazon for $25. But in case you are like looking for this and you can't find it anywhere else, that is somewhere to look for it. This one has notes of sweet mango, rose, jasmine petals, and warm sandalwood. It kind of is exactly that. It's not too much of anything. It's not too fruity. It's not too floral. It's not too sweet. It's not too fresh. It's just like perfect, but it's just a really, really beautiful fresh scent that is definitely girly because it has this pink vibe to it slightly. So yeah, I really, really love this. Very affordable, but so good. Next scent, this is a gem. This is so underrated and nobody talks about this, but I swear if this was rebottled into like a designer perfume bottle, people would be buying this left and right because this smells so expensive to me. This was launched in 2003, so it's been around for a minute. This is Jennifer Lopez Still. Now, a lot of Jennifer Lopez's scent, you guys know JLo Miami Glow has my heart. It's like one of my all-time favorite scents. I talk about that scent all the time. If you're not new to my channel, you already know that. And something that I haven't loved with a lot of JLo scents is that they tend to be more on the like soapy side, and I'm not a fan of super soapy scents, and they're also very floral, and I'm also not a fan of like overly floral scents, like kind of mature. I don't love that vibe, but this is beautiful, and it has a note in it that you don't see in a lot of perfumes, and that is tea. It has Earl Grey tea, and because of that, it has this serene, calming vibe to it that is so beautiful. This one has top notes of Earl Grey tea, white pepper, mandarin orange, apple, and rice. Middle notes of jasmine, lily of the valley, freesia, honeysuckle, orange blossom, and rose. And base notes of pepper, musk, sandalwood, iris, and amber. This is such a complex scent. It's so well-rounded. It's so beautiful. And I honestly can't believe it's as affordable as it is, because I swear this smells like such a high-end perfume. And I feel like everyone that has this kind of knows that about it. It's like a little hidden gem. So good. I do see it on Fragrantica being compared to Fashion Avenue by Bond Number 9, and I know those fragrances are super expensive, like in the 300s. So again, just goes to show what I've been saying. It smells super expensive. It's so feminine and beautiful. It has this elegant vibe to it. It's not too mature, but it's elegant. Like, I'll just leave it there. Next is a scent I also haven't talked about. I've been meaning again to do a haul video on this as well, and I will in the future, but this is Calvin Klein Beauty. So this is for those of you that love jasmine, because this is a heavily jasmine scented perfume, and I love jasmine so much. I think it's such a beautiful feminine floral, and every time I see it in a scent, I can always kind of pick it out. Now in this, I definitely can smell the jasmine because it's kind of the star of the show in here. It has a very simple DNA. This only has ambrette, jasmine in the middle, and then a cedar note in the base. And it kind of smells exactly like those notes, but again, this smells very expensive to me. It's like a very calming scent. It smells like I'm walking in a field of jasmine flowers. I feel like this kind of reminds me slightly of Trussardi Donna, which I also have in my collection, and I love it, but I feel like Donna has a little bit more sweetness to it. This one is kind of a stripped down version of Donna, where it's just the jasmine and a little bit of woodiness, but this is just such a beautiful scent. So good, but also so incredibly affordable. It's a very simple scent, but I feel like it's pretty versatile. Like, I can see this being dressed up and dressed down. And because it's so simple, you can layer it up with so many perfumes. Anything that has jasmine in it, this would pair beautifully with, or like really woody scents. If you want to add a little bit of a jasmine note, you can do that, or you could wear it alone as just like a really beautiful, simple scent. Beauty is the perfect name for it because it's beautiful. Literally the perfect name. Next, I have I Love Love by Moschino. This is from their Cheap and Chic line because it's the more affordable version of the Moschino line. This smells like a 10 times better version of Dolce & Gabbana's light blue, like literally 10 times better. If Dolce & Gabbana's light blue is like too fresh and crisp for you, or maybe it gives you almost like a little bit of a cologne vibe because that scent has a lot of woodiness happening into it, then you're gonna want to get I Love Love. This has so much citrus to it, but literally in like a mouth-watering way. It almost smells like when you freshly peel tangerines. Like, it is so fresh and crisp. Every time I smell it, I think of summertime. This has top notes of grapefruit, orange, lemon, and red currant, middle notes of sugar cane, bulrush, lily of the valley, tea rose, and cinnamon, and base notes of musk, cedar, and Tanaka wood. This is so good. The citruses in this are perfectly done to where it's not like an overload of citrus when you smell it, but you smell them in such a realistic way. Like I said, it literally feels like you have a bowl of grapefruit, orange, and lemon like cut up into slices, and just like that amazing fragrance from all those. But then you add a tiny bit of a sweetness to it, maybe a little bit of a floral scent, and a lot of woodiness. You get I Love Love. My mom used to use this like years and years ago, so this is like nostalgia in a bottle for me as well. So on top of it being amazing, it just gives me like the best memories. So I absolutely love this scent, and I will always recommend it. Such a beautiful fresh scent with so much character to it. That concludes this video. I hope you guys like these fragrance recommendations. I know my channel kind of more so caters to sweeter scents because that is usually what I like, but I know that I also have followers that don't really love those scents also. So I figured this was kind of the best of both worlds because I feel like it kind of gives my sweet lovers a new take on some fragrances that you maybe wouldn't go towards to, but that you probably will like. And then it's also good recommendations for those of you that do like the fresh scents. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know of any other fresh scents out there that have personality and that are not boring and that don't smell like dryer sheets. So leave me those recommendations below. But that is it for this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!